Hello viewers, boy with new steering wheel here. That's a pretty funky intro, I'm not gonna lie. Hello viewers, Manny here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I had this idea, sort of similar to what we did in the last video, where we compared a Nissan GTR in street trim versus a Nissan GTR in God damn it! A Nissan GTR in GT3 trim. There you go. It's still really hard to say GTR GT3. Now we compared the two, and obviously it was really obvious which one is going to win. Now I had the idea of comparing a modern day supercar up against an old racing car. So the two cars I had in mind are the Ferrari 488 GTB. We're going to go ahead and pit that up against the Mercedes 190 Evo, which is a DTM car from the 90s. So in terms of power, the Ferrari has it definitely down. Definitely has more power than the Mercedes, but I think corner capabilities and tire and weight will go to the Mercedes, so I feel like it will be like a really close comparison. I have no idea who's gonna win. I've driven both cars, and to be honest with you, they're similar on pace, because what one car lacks in the straights makes up for in the corner, and you know, vice versa. So yeah, we're gonna run tourist layout, just shorter, and I don't have to do an outlap. Yeah, so let's go ahead, let's get everything set up, and let's head out on track in the Ferrari. Okay, so we have tire pressure set at 30 psi when hot. We have no TC, and the rest of the setup is pretty much stock. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut up for the first couple of seconds so you can hear this turbocharged V8 behind me. Yeah. A bit of a rough start with the Ferrari here. Tires are still cold, and we are very much in a tail happy car here. Case in point, the V8 engine behind us, turbocharged V8 Italian masterpiece of engineering, has such a peculiar note, truly just howling behind us. So in terms of power, this car definitely has it on lock. I think this part of the comparison hands down goes to the Ferrari, because oh my god, so power definitely goes to the Ferrari. Control, I'm not 100% sure. This car is extremely tail happy. We are on hyper road car tires, so not slicks. Wow, we're skatey. We're really skatey. We're really headed around everywhere. It is, I have to say, the fun factor in this car is really what makes it enjoyable, because you can throw her around. Oh my god, you really have to focus on driving her, even though it is paddle shifts and everything is quite easy, but she is extremely tail happy. Dear lord, like I'm hanging on for dear life. It does make you feel like you're a much better driver than you actually are. I assume this would be the case with most supercars. They are intended to, let's take second gear here, easy on the power so we don't get sideways. Just a little bit. Sideways is fun, but not fast. Yeah, like I was saying, I assume most supercars are designed in a way to make you feel as though you're a much better driver than you actually are. Let's take third gear through here. We are engaging ABS quite quickly. That would signify a problem with the brake balance to me, but we are in a rear-engined or mid-engined. I'm not actually quite sure. I should probably know that, but not in the front. Loud box, not in the front type of car. And I do struggle a little bit with the cars that have the loud box in the back. I'm not too used to driving these machines, so something that would actually be considered a performance advantage, holy shit, would maybe be something holding me back personally because of a lack of driving skill. Okay, so sideways is really fucking fun in this car. There's just, you can really throw her around and save her. She's extremely forgiving, honestly. She's so forgiving. She makes you really feel like you're a much, much, much better driver than you are. And to be fair, for a fully loaded street legal machine, weighing just a tad over 1300 kg and putting down well over 500 horsepower, it seems like, or at least I'd like to believe it feels like over 500 horsepower. I could be wrong. I just feel like I'm hanging on for dear life right now. This is I have to admit, I did not think I was gonna have that much fun driving a Ferrari. I'm not usually a big supercar fan, to be honest with you, but this is, I don't know why I didn't do more of this earlier. This is so much fun. We are understeering a little bit, but it's definitely not the perfect car. Like, she is, I mean, extremely tail happy again. We are on, I'd like to believe, semi-slicks. I'm not 100% sure. We're on the Hyper Road Car compound of tires, so something tells me that that would be the equivalent of like Pilot Cup 4S's or something like that. Pilot Sport 4S's, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, let's take fourth gear through here, shift down to third on the way up, back down to third. Now we come to the aero heavy section of the track, also the best piece of racetrack in the world. I do have to say this every time I do the second sector. Let's keep fourth gear here. Oh, we're sliding. Oh, we're sliding again, but that's okay. Hey, yo, this car. Jesus Christ, this car is really something. You guys, honestly, load up a set of Corsa right now and hop on the Nordschleife with this car. Just sideways everywhere. She doesn't care. YouTube corner sideways. Let's see. Slow around here. Nice and easy. Let's try and actually survive. Going sideways is fun, but we have to actually finish the lap. Oh, don't go wide here. No! No! It's okay. It's okay, we're still valid. This is just, I feel like this is a driving skill issue if she loses to the Mercedes, I think. Wow, this car's, oh shit! I'm really having the time of my life right now. I have to say, I really do feel like Sebastian Vettel. Obviously the driving skill is not the same, but the way I'm just hacking away at the steering wheel and throwing this car around, she really makes you feel like you're a much better driver than, I mean, I'm sitting here comparing myself to fucking Sebastian Vettel, so that should tell you everything you need to know about this car. Okay, let's see. Heading up to the line now. And across the line, that's going to be a 7-1. A 7-1. So it's safe to assume, very safe to assume, that this car has a sub 7 minute in it. Obviously, absolutely riddled with mistakes, right? Going wide, sideways everywhere. But yeah, that was a really fun lap. So 7:01.1 time to beat. I think we can do it quite easily. Something tells me that the driving in the Ferrari was not the best. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's switch into the Mercedes and we'll head on track. H pattern with clutch, so heel and toe on the way down. No flat shifting, and soft slick tires from the 90s though. So keep that in mind. Well, yeah, shut up. We'll listen to this Mercedes sing for a little bit, and I'll tell you how I feel about it. So already off the rip, top speed is significantly reduced. However, cornering capability, once the tires are in operating range, greatly increased due to the fact that we are on slicks. However much older they are still slicks, so we have a lot more rubber going to the floor. We are a bit tail happy, surprisingly, but the big difference that I've already noticed is the weight. There's none of that here. I want to say my virtual butt scale says that we're about maybe 200 kg lighter, though I could be completely wrong. Let's see if we can throw her into Flugplatz and survive. Oh yes, much more control already. Already much more control on the Ferrari. However, here's where we will lose out time. Just gonna top out 250 on 6th gear. Up to 5th for Schradenkreuz. Scatter through and on the brakes, forward, 3rd, 2nd. Get her spun round. And the power for the exit. The gearing in this car is actually pretty good. Quite short, so I am bouncing off the limiter pretty much all the time, but it is a 9.5k RPM V8 as well, so up to 5th gear here. Keep it together. It's okay, we can say that there's driving mistakes in both laps that way, so it's truly a fair comparison. Much less tail happy car, extremely less tail happy. However, it feels like the brakes are maybe a lot better on the Ferrari than they are on the Mercedes, but let's see, only time will tell. 3rd gear through here, try and keep our foot down. Oh, we are getting a bit sideways. Take 2nd gear through here, sideways again, but that's okay. This is the good type of sideways. Go for a slight lift just past the ambulance. Let's get, oh, maybe have a brake too, get the noise pointed in. Miss hit miss. Want to be nice and gentle. We are on slicks though, we have some aero, so don't be afraid to just throw her in. So I'm braking very early for this one. Get the noise pointed. It is the slowest corner of the entire Nordschleife. We could have taken that a bit better, but who knows? Honestly, I can't make a prediction on which car is going to win or feels faster. This one feels slower in the straights, but definitely feels a lot faster in and out of the corners. So yeah, I don't know, it's going to be a weird one. I guess it all comes down to 2nd sector. My driving is also not really perfect with the Mercedes at all. I mean, case in point, I am jinxing myself here. I just ruined the most important part of the track. But we'll see. We'll see. The lack of power definitely noticeable. Lack of weight also really noticeable. One thing I found though is that it may be the nature of the construction of the car, but the Ferrari seems a bit easier when it comes to kind of managing throwing the weight around. Even though there's more of it, it just feels like the car is predictable. Not that this one isn't predictable. I mean, we're taking bravery corner at 180k, so that's not the case really, but oh god! Wow, this is some bad driving on my part. This car feels a lot more certain than the Ferrari, if that makes any sense, but at the same time that makes it feel like it's just a bit slower. I don't know, maybe, I mean, I do have to readjust the driving style. I have literally just come back. Like, this is my first and a half, because I did half an outlap and crashed. So we need to get used to the way the Mercedes drives, but here we go now. Best piece of racetrack in the world coming up. We should have a clear advantage with the Mercedes here, but let's see. Not gonna speak too early. I've got pretty much almost on par. And you obviously we do have to heel and toe, so there's a lot more effort that goes into driving this car than the Ferrari, but we might be rewarded too. Okay, I am focusing a little bit, or trying to. A part of me kind of wants the old underdog to win, but depends on how well I can actually take him home. Let's see. Definitely more stable in the high-speed stuff. I feel like I can trust this car to stay where I want her to. Oh my god, as soon as I say that, I've just lost all force feedback in my wheel, so that is not ideal. I cannot feel the car. It's okay, we'll try and drive her home with no force feedback. Let's see, this is really strange. I have no feeling in the car whatsoever. Let's see. No force feedback and some inertia is really weird. The wheel is just like falling away from me. Let's see. I'm going purely off of visual cues here. The sense grip. Let's see. We're onto the line. And we crossed the line, a 7:08. So, I mean, honestly, pretty much, that feels like the Ferrari wins just by a little bit though, because we had some mistakes in the Mercedes lap as well. Okay, so a big part of me really wants to make this a draw because the times are so close, with both cars obviously having mistakes. However, I want to include maybe a little bit of a niche method of judgment. Okay, so the Ferrari was faster, only by 7 seconds to be fair, so both of those cars can go much faster than what I just drove them to. However, in saying that, the Mercedes is H pattern, which means heel and toe on the way down, full clutch. It's fun to drive, but the Ferrari is just, honestly, I want to give it to the Ferrari purely because of just how much fun that thing is to drive around the Nordschleife. You can throw it sideways, you have straight line power, you don't need to worry about heel and towing, which again, that's fun to do, to drive a manual car. I prefer driving manual cars, but just like to hop on and just throw around the track, I'm gonna have to give this one to the Ferrari. So just let me know if you have any suggestions for two cars to put against each other, and I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.